She finally cursed out her Simps. She finally cursed out her Simps. So Chloe, Roma Army, she finally went off on her Simps. Her Simps were basically celebrating in her comment section regarding a teacher who had a relationship with someone who was not of age. And they were saying, well, it's too bad that when we were growing up, we didn't have teachers like this. And she finally cursed out her Simps. Watching this video to fully understand the implications of this and why now women are finally beginning to wake up and realize just how bad Simps are and how this is going to affect the relationship between men and women going forward. Chloe's channel will be linked in the description, so you go and check her out. Now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Admits to having sex with 16-year-old boy, leaving claw marks on his back.
You know, I never realized how many men in the men's rights community just don't fucking get it until I had to turn the comments off on that video because it was flooded with men being like, wow, attaboy, where were these teachers? He's not a victim. Are you fucking stupid? So you're a men's rights advocate until a teenage boy gets a quick fucking, and then the men's rights advocate just leaves your fucking body, right? Because did you know that men don't come forward so often about getting or diddled or by older women?
Now, here's where things get very interesting with all of this. I've never been a fan of the MRAs, okay? I've never been a fan of the MRAs. My view of the MRAs has always been that these guys are just another version of feminist, okay? They're not fighting. These men are not fighting for equality. They're not fighting against, they're really not even fighting against the vitriolic behavior that, that some women and simps put out towards men in society. In many ways, MRAs are just another form of simp. What these men are fighting for is welfare and benefits, okay? If you've ever known, if you really pay attention to these men, they listen to me, they have their heads out. These are a bunch of beggars. A bunch of beggars. I am not a fan of the MRAs. I'm not saying all MRAs are bad, but the vast majority of the MRAs, what the hell have they accomplished? It's been like 50 years. The MRA started like in the 1970s. What the fuck have they accomplished? All right? It's been almost 50 fucking years since these people have been around. They haven't got jack shit done. It's all about money with these motherfuckers. And now Chloe's suddenly realizing who these people are. Guys, previously I talked about Chloe in a video that she used to make spicy content and she would paywall it on her Patreon. I don't know if she's doing that still, but that's something she used to do. She talked about it. She repented over it. Again, I don't know if she's still putting pictures on there, but here's the interesting thing. It's like she didn't really seem to comprehend what a fucking simp was in the sense. Well, I know she knew what a simp was, but she didn't realize that a lot of her audience are simps. Like, all of those people who are supporting you on Patreon and paying for your spicy content, those are fucking simps. Those are simps. Only a simp would pay for that garbage. No man with any decency or self-respect is going to pay for that. I'm just being very, very honest. Like, it's insane where we are in society today. And now she's shocked. She's shocked that these are the types of people that were watching her videos. Like, it doesn't, like, I guess it didn't cross her mind that a lot of these people don't even give a shit about what she's saying, and they're only watching her videos because they find her attractive and they want someone who's going to kind of treat them like a mommy, but like in a physical sort of way, if you get what I mean, get what I'm trying to say. Like, the Simps are the manosphere is rife with simps, okay? And you'll say, well, why are they here? Because they have nowhere else to go. Because society is so toxic and vitriolic because of them. Let's make it very, very clear, all right? The so-called empowered individuals that have destroyed society today. I don't blame feminism. I blame women who took advantage of feminism. And the women who are responsible for the way society is now, okay? They could never have done these things without the simps. And the simps all have their own agenda. The simps are the ones who are encouraging women and incentivizing women and pushing women to go onto platforms like OnlyFools. Okay? These are disgusting and evil individuals They don't care about women. They want, guys, this is a path towards destruction. Now, and that's the reason why you see one woman after another popping up, reflecting and talking about Jesus. Even girls who have not been on OnlyFans, but they were doing the whole 304 thing on Instagram. And now what are they doing? They're popping up and talking about Jesus, because that type of lifestyle, it is a path to hell. You have sold your soul. You have traded in your humanity. And then you can't even look at yourself in the mirror. And where are the disgusting simps? They're literally pissed off. Give me my content. These people are my friends. They care about me. As soon as you stop giving them the lewds or the nudes, they don't know you anymore, sis. All right? They will turn on you immediately. They will cut off access to their resources and run away. Okay? And even bash you on the way out. The simps know exactly what they're doing. All right? They are a specific species of individual. Absolutely horrific and horrible people.
There are other men that will call him gay, question his sexuality, tell him he should have liked it, say, wow, I wish that would have happened to me. Like anything but validate a victim, hey? Like as soon as a 16-year-old boy lives out your teenage fantasy, the men's rights advocate must just flutter away and leave your body. Because did you know that young men who get fucked by older women, later in their life, they deal with self-confidence, a higher rate of depression, social anxiety, addiction.
Let me tell you guys something. I used to have a friend, actually on YouTube, and he started off fucking around when he was young, and he started having these experiences like really, really young, and it fucked him up. And I will tell you, this is a guy who has lived a messed up life. He has kids, and his life is this guy is like brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Math, science, everything. This guy's brilliant. This guy's broke as fuck. He is broke as fuck. He has a repository of knowledge. Okay? And it's painful because his life has been trash and he just cannot do anything with it. And last I spoke to him, it would appear that his life had only gotten worse. I hadn't spoken to him in like almost 10 years. And when I finally hear from him, like, how are you doing, man? Yeah, things are just it is what it is. Like, he's like steps behind. That stuff messes you up for life. He cannot have healthy relationships with women. He was a little older than me. I think I guess he's still in his 40s now. And it's crazy. He cannot have healthy relations with women. It's a strange thing, at least back then. But I understand it. It's basically like he'll come in contact with a woman and then he can get laid very quickly. But there's no actual relationship. This is something that a lot of men don't know about, and I have to warn you guys about this. You don't want to end up being some woman's toy. Okay? Let's call it that. Okay? Because that's really what ends up happening with a lot of these men, where women will basically select them and like, oh, you're a toy. I will play with you. I will use you. And then I'm done with you. And these men can get into lots of physical relationships, but they cannot get into or maintain a normal relationship with a woman. And it affects, it's not just the relationship with a woman, it makes them it's a form of addiction. It's dangerous. And it's like they just walk from one woman to another woman to another woman. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. And some of you guys have done it, because I know there's some of you in the comments who've lived this life until you changed. And they just basically, they don't have money, they don't have shit, they don't need any of these things. They just walk around and get laid. But they don't build good, steady, firm relationships. They might get some woman pregnant, but the relationship, or maybe they may even get married, the relationship won't last. And a lot of that stems from those experiences that they had with those older women. Okay? It's absolutely sick. It's really, really sick. because there's always this position of power that's involved. We consciously know that it's highly inappropriate and unacceptable if you're dealing with a girl and an older man is involved, and you'd say no, that's absolutely inappropriate, and you can understand the psychological damage that this could create for years and ongoing. But when it comes to boys, no one cares. I remember there was a case where a judge got pissed off. Like, there was a woman in front of her who had done this, and the judge basically was like, you're gonna stop this shit right now, because there were men in the court going wink wink and acting like it was okay. And she said, no, this is bullshit. And like, she had the woman held, but this is a continuous thing. It's because our society is rife with simps. And it's like this, it's this sick thing where all of these men, they all have this fantasy. Okay? They all have this sick fantasy. We can't, the Sims are disgusting. And like I said, it's so hard to get rid of them because they won't leave. They have nowhere else to go. When I hear from Sims, because they'll comment on the videos and say all and talk about all the different things they don't like about my videos, and they'll say I make one video after another video about this topic and blah 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 blah. But in many cases, at no point do they say they're going to leave. And when you stop and use critical thinking, you realize that they're my biggest fans because they're watching the entire video. How can you watch something that you absolutely hate? I can't do that. I cannot watch one video after another video of someone's content that I absolutely hate. So obviously it means that the simp knows that something is wrong and that they are doing something wrong, but they refuse to accept it and change their disgusting ways because their conscious brain is telling them, no, you don't have to, but their subconscious brain is telling them, bro, what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. You need to stop simping. The lifestyle you're living is disgusting, bro. It's disgusting.
Just men, this is girls as well. Boys and girls are not much different. So if women were sitting on this app telling a 14-year-old girl that she should have liked it when her 30-year-old teacher her, don't you think you would look at those women and say, hey, are you grooming little girls into thinking that this is normal? Because that's exactly what you gentlemen who say this are doing, and it breaks my fucking heart. Because there are guys on this app that fight every day to be taken seriously, to advocate for other victims of like older predatory women, and you guys are just shooting it down the fucking drain like you're jizz in the shower. Can't even explain how sick and disgusted it makes me feel, because let me fucking tell you, if a teacher to my son, no, let me clarify, let me use the proper terminology. If a teacher to my fucking son and there were men telling him he should have liked it, I would hunt down every single fucking one of them like I was John Wick looking for the man who killed his fucking dog. I'm going to point out that there are plenty of men who recognize that these women are predators, plenty of men who will stand up for male victims, even the ones who don't realize that they're victims yet. I think this one is out of my hands. I think men need to have more conversations with other men.
Chloe doesn't, poor thing doesn't seem to get it. Her brain is not making the connection. These are fucking simps. These are fucking simps. This is who these people have always been. They are fucking simps. And the simp will never change. It is a disgusting little weasel. It is the community. The manosphere is rife with simps because they have nowhere else to go. All of those dudes, a lot of those dudes who are supporting her on Patreon. Think about it. She doesn't think about it. She really does not think about it very carefully. You've got channels like Legion. You've got so many other channels out there that have followings similar to hers, right? But you go to their Patreon. How many people are supporting them? 2 or 3 people? And guys, she doesn't even have to mention her Patreon. All right? Chloe does not even have to mention her Patreon. And I respect the hell out of her. She makes like $20-something thousand a month off that shit. And I respect the fact that she leaves the amount open so that people can see what she's doing. She's transparent. But it's like she doesn't seem to understand that there's privilege, but at the same time, where's this money coming from? Because most men don't even want to spend money on other men. Most men don't want to invest in other men who give them value. And yet they're over there spending all of this money on her Patreon. so that she's making more money than a lot of doctors? Come on. That's the thing about women. A lot of women have a hard time with critical thinking and putting two and two together. Okay? And seeing things for what they are, calling a spade a spade. And what we're dealing with here are simps. Absolutely degenerate, immoral simps. I don't know, guys. This is one of the reasons why so many men just give up. We have another video from Legion, and a lot of men are just giving up on everything. They're giving up on relationships. They're giving up on dating because they see what society has become, and they realize it's just not worth it anymore. I'm going to have Legion's channel will be linked in the description, so you can go and check them out. And we'll just go ahead and jump right into the video now.
Tribe. I have this video here from Michael Joseph. He only has 3,000 subs, but he has a video here called Everything is a Ripoff. It's not even worth going out anymore. Van life / cashless society. Young man struggling, but he's not the only one. A lot of people saying similar things. Get into it.
Feeling more miserable. Okay, so the last video for some reason blew up a little bit. Not sure why. I mean, I don't really put much effort into these videos. Kind of like a bit of a thought diary in a sense. But you know, I went out today, guys. I went out to the hot springs, and I don't know, is it just me, or is it like I don't feel like doing anything anymore? I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do nothing at all. Because
check your hormones.
Honestly, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It used to be worth it, but nowadays it's like every time.
If it's financial, I understand. If you have an issue with like energy, mood, lethargy, get your hormones checked. Guys, start eating clean. Avoid processed foods. I just have to get on this health side of it because this is something a lot of men are dealing with, especially in the West. The foods we're consuming are laced with chemicals and so much preservatives and other crap that actually does affect your hormonal profile. You are losing that edge. Being fat, overweight, it causes you to have a linear drop in testosterone based on the amount of weight, how much overweight you are. And it increases your estrogen. Like all this stuff, you need to be, in the world today, extremely mindful of your body. Let's see what he says.
House, it's something wants to rip you off. You know, I spent like almost $200 today, you know, going to the fucking hot springs.
Damn.
And it's like,
why?
Almost $20 just to hire a fucking bathrobe. You know, I should have just stolen the bathrobe. I should have just taken it home. That's what I did last time. I mean, at least I felt like I got my money's worth when I took the robe home.
Not for 200, G.
I figured, you know what, I've got enough robes at home now, so I don't really need another one. But you know what? It's like even eating out, man, I just don't even want to eat out anymore. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do nothing because the energy just isn't there. Like once upon a time, you would go out and you would spend like $8.50 and you'd get like a full meal, or even $12, man. Like you'd spend $12, you get like a full meal. But nowadays it's, you know, you're lucky to, you know, get anything decent for less than like $25.
Guys, right now we are in extremely hard times. And you have to know how to survive. You have to know how to thrive. And we're going to help you with that. We have our new course, How to Survive and Thrive. And this is a practical guide for anyone to access both government and community resources. Now, I'll tell you a little bit more. In today's challenging world, knowing how to use government and community resources can make all the difference. That's why I created the Survive and Thrive course. This 12-lesson crash course teaches you how to secure cash, money, food, housing, healthcare, and more. Imagine having a trusted advisor showing you how to leverage community support to stabilize your finances and grow your wealth. Join me and learn step-by-step strategies to maximize available resources and enhance your financial stability. And you can click the link to sign up for the course. And when you sign up for the course, for this limited time, you're going to get 10% off the course. So just use the link in the description to sign up for the course, guys. It's absolutely incredible. You need to start learning these things, develop, because even if you're well off, you can still be doing better. You're going to learn how to build this value, how to grow your wealth, and you're going to learn a lot of that through this course. All right. I've taken them all my years of understanding how to survive. Guys, even I make 6 figures and I'm still scraping the pot. I'm still scraping the pot. All right. All right, I learned from the boomers. I learned from the boomers, and I can still do better. I learned from the boomers, and I can still do better. All right, there's still more to scrape. There's still more to scrape. Get yours today. All right, guys, head over to the site. The link is in the description of the video. Go and purchase it and get started, guys. Get started, because we are living in very hard times. We're living in very serious times. This is not a time to be messing around. This is a time to be grinding. Time to be grinding.
This is just a reality. And,
Yeah.
you know, everything is just a ripoff, man. Like, there's no energy out there anymore. It's like,
Bro, inflation has completely destroyed the spending power of the average American. I don't know where he's from. He sounds Australian or whatever, but your income is no longer enough for you to live on. You're surviving. The fact that like the average people write in the comment section, the average it costs to get like a McDonald's meal for you and your girl now has eclipsed $20 easy. Dude, there used to be, you could go to McDonald's, remember? You could get the McChickens, it was $1. Then you could get like a fry, it was like 50 cents, $1. And you can get like, I used to get like 5 McChickens at a time, little McChickens Crispies with like a couple fries when I was young, you know, still in college. It was cheap, bro. You could eat out fast food. It was cheap. It was $5 for a meal, you know, like a number 5 or whatever it is. Now the prices have gotten so insane, and even sit down restaurants, like, you want to go to anywhere decent, dude? You're spending $80, and that's just barely decent. Decent. We're not talking good. Good, you're spending hundreds. Where are you getting this money from? On top of the fact that your rent has gone up dramatically. I remember my ex-girlfriend was living in Atlanta at the time, and her rent went up from like, I think it was like $1,400. No, I want to say $2,100 to $3,200. They raised it in one.
And you know what's really interesting, guys? If you look at this, so this is actually something I had posted on. I had actually posted this in my in the community section, or they changed it to just post now. But this is a look back at what the prices used to look like with the dollar menu. You could get a it was actually a double cheeseburger for $1. Then they changed it to a McDouble, double, and the only difference was that it had one less slice of cheese. And I remember thinking, I don't even like the taste of this. I preferred the 2 slices of cheese. Oh, if only I knew how good we had it back then. You can get a McChicken sandwich for $1. You know, a parfait, is that like a yogurt or whatever? A side salad for $1. Small fries for $1. Small drink for $1. 2, not 1, 2 apple pies for $1. A sundae for $1. Apple dippers for $1, and 3 cookies for $1. All right. This is just some of how the dollar menu looked back then, and this wasn't even that long ago. This was like 10 years ago. This was like 10 years ago, all right? And now everything is absolutely insane. The cost of everything is through the roof. And McDonald's, this actually really started to happen after the events of 2020. You know, prices skyrocketed and they've just continued to go up. I can't afford McDonald's anymore, okay? I can't afford it. And many of you are probably happy about that, but I cannot afford McDonald's anymore. It's not that I financially cannot buy it, but when you consider the cost to value ratio, where it's like it costs so much just to have a meal that doesn't make you feel hungry afterwards, you know, it's like $5, 4 to 5. It's like 4 if you order, like if you like DoorDash it, it's like $5 to $6 for a double cheeseburger, you know, or a McDouble. Like there's like a 10 cents difference. It's ridiculous stuff. It's almost $10 for a Big Mac. Like, are you kidding me? And then you know, the food's all smaller than it was 10 years ago. The Big Mac is now way smaller than it used to be. It's like it's a freaking joke. It's a fucking joke. Absolute fucking joke. Like, McDonald's is trash food that people bought because it was, you know, convenient, cheap and convenient. And now it is just absolutely more. It's more expensive to eat at McDonald's than it is to go to a sit down restaurant now. Like, they've actually studied this. It costs more to eat at McDonald's than it does to go to a sit-down restaurant. How McDonald's still has customers at this point? Because the middle class has been pushed out. The middle class has been destroyed in the United States. But evidently, there's still, you know, fat, rich people still eating there. So, I mean, I guess they're good.
Basically kicked out all the old tenants. In 1 year, guys, they told them, hey, if you can't come up with a new hikes in rent, you're going to have to find a new place. They basically kicked out all the old tenants and then jacked up the price of the entire apartment complex. There's no price controls or rent controls in place. This shit is crazy, dude. You're being starved to death. And that does suck the life out of you.
You know, guys, like I've already theorized, like when it gets like as it continues to get even worse, and we head into massive downturns and everything, because nothing lasts forever. What's going to end up happening is you're going to have honest people who've done everything they should do, and they're going to say fuck it. They're going to say fuck it because the rents are going to continue going up. All right, even during the worst of times, the rents are going to go up while no one has money and no one can work. And everyone's struggling to find work. It's going to be even worse than it is now. And it's like, okay, they want $7,000 a month. You know what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to pay your rent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop paying that rent. I'm going to save all of this money. You can take me to court and you can evict me. And maybe it'll take 2 years to evict me. I don't fucking care. And I will stay here for a year or 2 years, however long I can. And I will save all of that money and I will stock that and I will pile that money up. Unfortunately, some people won't do. Some people, instead of saving the money, they'll just basically spend it and enjoy it. Because a lot of people have zero financial literacy. But we're going to basically, we're going to start to become a society, a nation of squatters. Because if people cannot afford to pay their rent anymore, what are they supposed to do? Where are they supposed to go? I've already told you that Gen Z, within 5 to 10 years, most of them are just going to be stealing and squatting, because these people are they are so immoral, and they have no resilience. They have so little skill sets that all they're going to be doing out there is stealing and squatting. All right, that's how it's going to be with them. Because if they don't have their parents to subsidize their living, if they don't have their parents to take care of them, then they're going to be in the streets. And what are they going to do in the streets? Steal and squat. Steal and squat. And the way that these people live, they don't live like people who want to live very long.
Out of everything, you something basic that you used to enjoy doing now breaks the bank. Go on dates with girls? Where? When? One date alone is going to wreck you to go anywhere decent, bro. You're not trying to take a girl you like out to McDonald's. And now McDonald's is charging like entry-level restaurant sit-down prices. That's insane.
Because everything pretty much just takes everything from you anyway. So it's like after you pay your rent, after you pay everything else, and all the other costs and all the taxes and all this and all that, it's like, there's nothing left anyways. And the money that you do have left, just like you kind of want to hold on to it, because it's like, it's like, if you spend it, then you're going to have no money, but, you don't earn much. So it's like, you don't get to save much anyways. And even if you even if you earn, say, like a lower wage of like 50 grand a year, 55, whatever it is, like after all the costs of living, man, like you've got nothing left anyways. Right. So it's like going out, the thought of going out, it just becomes more of a thought of like, I'm going to have less money and I'm going to be more miserable, right? So it's like, there is no point at all, right? There's no point. And, I'm kind of at the point where like I said in my last video, it's like, sometimes I just want to go back and live with the fucking van.
Damn.
Sometimes I want to just go back and live in the van and not pay nothing at all. But then I've collected like all these fucking cars. Like I have like 7 cars, man. Like,
damn.
And that's not even a flex, man. It's not even a flex because, it gets to the point where it's like, this is just stuff that is holding you back. It's stopping you from doing the things you want to do. Like, if I wanted to go and live in my van right now, well, I have to sort out the fact that I have like 7 fucking cars that are just sitting around.
Guys, I know it's hard. Guys. Check out, but you have to pull yourself out of this mindset. Guys, come over to the Angry Guy Clubhouse. It's an incredible space that we've created for you guys. It's absolutely awesome. Check out the Angry Guy Clubhouse and dive into exclusive podcasts, Gen X stories, and more. Plus, get access to our passive income blueprint, exclusive videos, and guides on wealth building and thriving. We also have a chat where you can reach me directly. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description to subscribe now, guys. Because it's a hard society that we live in right now. It's hard for young men to survive and let alone survive and thrive. And I could see that so many of these young guys do not know what to do. Guys like this, guys, to be honest with you, guys like this, like he'll end up in the streets. If he does not do a bit better than this, if he does not do better, he's going to end up in the streets. I'm just being honest with you. because like no one really gives a fuck. You're a man. No one gives a fuck about you like that, and it hurts to hear that. But no one gives a fuck about you like that. And little bro is gonna have to wake up to that reality, and he's gonna have to wake up to it soon. Like I said, guys, check out the Survive and Thrive course. In today's challenging world, knowing how to use government and community resources can make all the difference. That's why I created the Survive and Thrive course, and this 12-lesson crash course teaches you how to secure cash, money, food, housing, healthcare, and more. Imagine having a trusted advisor showing you how to leverage community support to stabilize your finances and grow your wealth. Join me and learn step-by-step strategies to maximize available resources and enhance your financial stability. All right, click the link in the description to sign up now. And if you use the link in the description today, you will actually get 10% off on the course. We're doing that for this video, guys. So go and check that out. Check that out, because that's something you guys need to do. Secure your future, because even if you lose your money, even if you lose everything you have, the knowledge is what will save you and guide you and allow you to rebuild very quickly.
That's excessive.
As well as like 2 fucking motorbikes.
Sell that shit.
Yeah, man. So I want to get rid of all this shit, dude. I kind of just want to get rid of everything in a sense and just like, have nothing at all.
Yeah, it's crazy because a lot of young men are starting to think this way. It's kind of like a bit of despair, man. What do you tell a young guy in this position? Like, climb up the social ladder, bro. Where? Get you a good job, bro. Work your way. Where?
And to keep in mind, here you have young men who are being told, especially if they're white males, that they're a problem, that they were born with a golden spoon in their mouth, that they're the reason why society sucks. This is how society is, guys. It's horrible. And then you wonder why they run off to Andrew Tate. Why because who's telling them, listen to me, the world hates you, everyone hates you, and but I don't hate you. But if you want to be around me, then you need to start grinding. You need to get strong. You need to make money, and then once you have money, you can get yourself a harem of women, right? Fast cars, good times. And what he's doing is he's selling a lifestyle. He's selling a lifestyle to these men. But if they look at the alternative, where society is just tearing you down, telling you that you're good for nothing, it wants you to be fat, lazy, and stupid. Okay, that's what society wants to demoralize you so that it can basically control you and do whatever the hell it wants to. It needs men to be weak and feel powerless, feel like victims, even though men will never be allowed to be victims. And to be clear, you don't want to be a victim. You want to be a victor, not a victim. Because all of these women who basically have a monopoly on victimization. Guess what? When hell on earth really hits, and it is going to hit, what do you think they're going to be doing? These women will not be able to. They won't be able to stand up and say, "Okay, we're gonna move forward." They're basically just gonna say that we're victims. Someone come and save us. Men, we are the victims here. You are the pathetic villains, and we are the powerful victims. You need to step up and take care of the situation. Like the same women who operate as agents of the state, and the state uses these women to reallocate wealth and resources from men to the state, and they do it through criminal court, through civil court, through family court, through divorce court. It doesn't really fucking matter how. These same women will then demand men step up and aid them and protect them from the state if the state ever becomes vitriolic towards them. That's how modern women think. Okay? And people might say, guys, this is the reason why so many young men just are walking away. I feel bad for this young guy, but at the same time, I don't feel too bad, because he's doing much better than a lot of other people are doing. You have a job, bro. You have an income. You have a roof over your head right now. You have a lot of useless shit that you don't need. Get rid of all of that useless shit. Get rid of all the cars. Get rid of the motorbike, okay? I mean, maybe you can keep the motorbike. It depends it really depends. But if you don't need it, if you're not, get rid of it. You need to lighten up. You don't want to start selling when everything goes to hell and there's a forest fire and everything is on sale. That's when your stuff is going to be worth shit. All right? Get rid of this. You're not wealthy. You're poor. Get rid of all of that shit. Okay? And then from there, you need to downsize. You need to 100% downsize. And Look for somewhere much cheaper to live. This could mean renting a room somewhere, or if you have to, go live in your van and save your money and build a business. Learn how to build a business and learn how to leverage community resources, guys. Like the course I've been showing you guys. Like the course I've been showing you guys. For example, if bro had this course, he would be doing right now. He would be surviving and thriving using community resources. Because this course teaches you how to supplement existing income. All right, with government and community resources. So you're going to learn how to secure food, housing, healthcare, and more to reduce cost and thrive. Everyone should be using this. Everyone should be going and getting theirs. Okay? Don't let the boomers have it all. Don't let the boomers scrape the pot clean. Okay? Get in there and get yours. This is 10 years, over 10 years of my knowledge, okay, that I had to suffer and grind to get. And now I'm giving it to you guys right here. You've been asking for it. There it is. There it is.
Level positions need 10 years experience. If there's any entry positions even available, then you're saddled with debt in America. The moment you come out of college, you got a mortgage on your back. Now add rent on top, plus transportation, your car, everything. You live to pay off debt. Having fun, saving money, where in the economy today? This is going to be the first generation that won't be able to afford a home. They've gone backwards for the first time since they've been tracking this shit. How do you embolden young men and give them energy and motivation to want to do better and participate in the system when the system's so corrupt? There's nothing left for them to do. Even when you try hard, you get nothing. You work your ass off where? At a dead-end job to do what? Get fired when they downsize the whole department or replace you because you've been there 10 years, 15 years like that other guy, and they give you piddly little raises? You can't even show loyalty to a company. You have to jump ship from, 2 years to 2 years to 2 years just to get a decent raise. Your boss doesn't respect you. They're stressed out. Corporate doesn't respect you. You're just a number. Government doesn't respect you. They wreck you on taxes. The community around you is getting worse and worse. More drugs, more crime, more homeless, more mass migration. Prices are shooting up all around you, from basics, even groceries are getting too expensive now. These guys, I'm surprised he talks about going out, but some dudes are in a worse position where they have to stay in and eat. You can't even afford fucking fast food anymore. It's stretching your budget. What do you tell these young guys in this position? I feel for them. Bro, it's harder than ever to get stabilized in society today as a young man. Where do you find your footing?
You listen to old Uncle Angry. That's what you do. No one gives a fuck about you. Guys, this is why I don't like Gen Z, because, people like defend these people. Oh, it's Gen X. It's your fault. It's the fault of Gen X and older millennials. You're the ones who raised them. You blame yourself. Fuck you. Oh, you gave them too much. If you had raised them properly, they would be better people. Gen Z sucks because Gen Z fucking sucks. They are adults. The world is a nasty motherfucking place. The world doesn't give a shit about you, and it will keep on going and taking and taking and taking until you have nothing fucking left. Sometimes some of you guys are motherfucking idiots, and you know who you are, right? I'm not talking about everyone, but some of you motherfuckers are idiots. For example, do you think I want to be making this video right now? Guys, I have not slept. I haven't slept. Well, okay, I got maybe an hour of sleep. What ended up happening was I was up for been up for the last 24 hours. 24 hours. And I was working, and I should have been earlier today, I should have spent the day, playing games or trying to unwind or something. No, I just kept on working anyway. And then finally I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep. And then something happens and I have to wake up and get to work and start working. I fell asleep for an hour, and then I get woken up because, my new equipment came, right? Had to go grab my new equipment. Yeah, my new recording, my new microphone and all this other shit. Because you jackass, some of you assholes are constantly crying about the audio. We want even better. All right. So my mixer came, my audio interface came, the new microphone came. It's a really high quality microphone because you guys are jackasses. And all of that shit is there. And then I had to and then there was some other stuff I had to do. I had to go and look at the course. I was like, oh shit, I had to go do some stuff with the course. And then it's just and then I was like, oh fuck, I gotta go work on the MWA channel because I gotta prepare the content for the next day. Now what am I doing? I'm here working on your videos for the main channel. And it's like, holy, and it's just one thing after another thing after another thing. And in between that, I'm sending emails to customers and clients because I've got different customers and clients that are buying my shit. So I have to reach out to them. I'll say it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I also have to keep track of the people who are working for me. I've got multiple people working for me right now. I've got multiple contractors working for me, so I got to keep track of that and the work that they're doing. Because if I don't keep track of it, they'll fuck shit up. And there are people who are like, "Oh, well, you know what, Angry? What you got to do is you just need to take a break, take some time off." And I've only seen like one person in the comments say, "Yeah, you can't do that. When you have work to do and when you're running a business, you can't just take fucking time off." Like these people are guys. This is why a lot of you are gonna starve. I'm being real. Like a lot of you are like, you don't give a fuck, and you think that you don't give a fuck, and you're acting like you don't give a fuck. But when you don't, it doesn't just work out like that. Like the world doesn't just come to an end like that, bro. I said it long ago that society wasn't gonna collapse. Groups of people in society are gonna collapse, and many of you are going to be a part of that group. Yeah, you are. Because you're playing fucking games right now. You think that you can just sit around and talk shit and you can just live these lives like, oh, I'm just going to go do some DoorDash or I'm going to keep working this 9 to 5. It doesn't work like that. If you don't have a business plan, if you don't know how to survive, for example, if you don't know how to build, if you don't know how to survive off community and government resources, then what are you going to do? If you don't know how to do like the basics to secure something, if you end up homeless, what are you going to do? If you don't know how to build a business, I have another course coming for you guys. I've been working on it for so long. And I also have the crypto courses coming for you guys. Crypto courses are coming. They're already made. It's just that I have to get the YouTube course out for you because we're going to be teaching you guys how to build an entire YouTube business. This is a 6-figure channel. I'm not even talking about the MWA channel. We're talking about just this channel. I have 5 YouTube channels. We're talking about just this channel alone. Just this channel alone. This is a 6-figure channel. This is a 6-figure channel, guys. And it's like, you guys have to wake the hell up. This is a 6-figure channel. 6-figure channel. Okay? And you would be crazy. You'd be absolutely crazy to not learn how to build a business and a brand on YouTube. All right? Build a business and a brand. Because any of you can do this. You don't need 10,000 subscribers. You don't need 100,000 subscribers. You can create a 6-figure business on YouTube with 3,000 subscribers. There are people on YouTube with 500 subscribers or less than 500 subscribers that are pulling in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So I've got that course coming for you guys. For those who actually want to learn and not waste their fucking time, because a lot of you are wasting your time right now. Okay? I have a lot going on, and it's a level of stupidity. It's a level of stupidity that I should be taking time off right now to go and chill. And then when I feel better, I should come back. Like, you must say, like, either you hate me or you are just brain dead to say something like that. To say something that stupid and that dumb. Right? Because but I know a lot of people don't think. Because anyone with half a brain will know that you can't just walk away from your business. I am a business owner. I have multiple different streams of income. I have multiple businesses. All right? I cannot just walk away and leave them and then come back when I feel like it. I grind hard and I keep on going hard because of the pain and suffering I went through. I know what homelessness is like. It's like I was homeless for 8 months. And I'm telling you, y'all aren't built for the streets. Many of you are not built for the streets. All right? You are not built for the streets. You are not built to deal with TB, like infection, when an illness breaks out on the streets. You're not built to deal with with mentally ill people. There's a lot of them on the streets that are walking around. I'm fortunate that I made it and they didn't come after me in my sleep. You're not built for it. And a lot of you listening right now, you're going to be in the streets. You're going to be homeless. You're going to be in the streets and you're going to be in the woods. That's where a lot of you are headed because you don't take this shit serious. And I keep on warning you and warning you and warning you. And you still don't take it serious. And there are some men who learn their lesson because, they talk shit to me. And then they suddenly realize, holy fuck, Angry was right. And then they come back years later or sometimes months later, right? And they're like, hey, man, yeah, how you doing, man? Let's be friends. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Okay? You're one of my tormentors. You think that I'm going to be friends with you? You think that I'm going to help you and give you knowledge and help you out? I don't even want you as a customer. All right? I'll show you guys a comment from one of my subscribers. Show you a comment from one of my subscribers. This is one of my trolls. This is one of the people who are talking shit to me. All right? Because I tell you about life and people don't want to listen. And look at how he had to come back, because men end up learning. They go out into the world, all right, after they don't listen to Uncle Angry, because Uncle Angry told them not to do certain things or what to do, how to live. You didn't want to listen to me, and then you go out there, you get fucked, and then you want to come back. And some of y'all you'll start lurking and just watching the videos anyway when you know you're not welcome here. You were fucking around with me, and now, then you're like, oh, Angry was right. I'm gonna go run and watch his videos. Fuck out of here. So Romano County Fair says, Angry Senpai. Oh, he put Senpai on my name. I did have some smoke for you a few months back. I apologize, not because of your stance on women, but on Gen Z. I just wanted to say sorry. You do know a lot more about it than I do. So he came back with humility. If that's a picture of a wolf, I believe, and wolves are canines. And what ends up happening with canines, they understand hierarchy. You see, guys, this knowledge, the reason why I know so much, and don't get me wrong, there's still so much I don't know. But the reason why I know so much is because smart men learn from their own experiences and mistakes. Wise men learn from their own experiences, mistakes, as well as the experiences and mistakes of other men. That is where my wisdom comes from. While you guys see the shit that happens to other men and you're like, oh, well, sucks to be him, I take the time to learn how it happened to these men, why it happened to these men. And then I go and I say, well, how many times has this happened to these men? Is it a one-off thing? And then I learn from these men. I take their stories seriously. So now I can use that information to understand women, female nature, their behavior. I can combine their experiences with my experiences. That's the power of the manosphere. And now we can come to conclusions. That's the reason why, we were when the manosphere started out, we were in the question phase. We were basically trying to figure out what the hell was what's going on with women. What are we going to do? Then we moved into the solution phase. Well, we have MGTOW. We have soft guy era. We have all of these things. And now we're in the conclusion phase. Soft guy era is in place. Men walking away is in place. Men walking away is men with alternatives. What are men with alternatives? Passport bros are an example of that. All right? They're walking away from toxic environments and toxic people. MWA, MGTOWs, men going their own way. They're basically separating themselves from relationships in society. They want to have nothing to do with either of those things. So we're in the conclusion phase where we figured out what the problem is with women. We figured out some solutions. The solutions have now been put into place. They are highly effective, and we are in conclusion. Now we're moving on to a new phase where men must learn how to be alone and how to be disciplined, because that is what's going to help men to survive and thrive even during the worst of times. Okay? This constant need to be with a woman or be with others or have friends, that's a big problem for a lot of men. And that's another phase that we will be moving into, learning how to be alone and learning how to be disciplined. That will be a massive thing that will take place in this community.
Me is so shit. These numbers are ass. They're telling us unemployment is one rate. They're telling us inflation is another rate. The numbers are bullshit. The books are cooked. We can feel it all around us. Look at the state that young men are in when trying to find gainful employment with an actual salary that you can actually make something of yourself with. This shit is wild. And I read now that all the economic numbers that have been getting put out, like Israel just revised down their economic numbers. It's looking bad. America revised down like 1 million jobs, over 1 million jobs, and some other economic indicators like PMI and manufacturing and all this other shit has been down worse than expected. The Fed wants to do a 50-point basis cut in interest because they want to stimulate the economic growth, but there's no economic growth to even stimulate. People are living check to check. They're hardly making it. In America, most people are digging into credit cards just to make ends meet month to month. When is the house of cards going to fall down? Because this shit is not sustainable. We're just getting this young man in his position are just leading indicators to the problem at large. Society is failing most young people. Society is failing people in general.
Because, like I said, in the end of the day, like, we're going to die with nothing anyways. But perhaps that's just like my attitude because I just, don't have a lot of money to really like do what I want to do anyway. So it's like,
exactly.
No, I really want to build my car, man. You know what I mean? I want to build my car. That's what I want to do. I want an E36 coupe, and I just want to build the fuck out of it. I want a turbo. I want to build the engine. I want to do everything. And it's like, even if you work and you make like 80 grand a year, it's like, it's not enough. It's not enough. Because, and when you've got like $2,100 on fucking rent to spend, and then like,
here's the thing. This is a young man. And he doesn't understand. I'm in my 40s now. He doesn't understand that, guess what, bro? Life, you don't have that luxury. I spent my 20s grinding. I spent my 20s in college. I've always been a business owner, and then I left my business because I said, being a business owner is too hard. Running a business is too hard. It takes so much work to run a business. I'm just going to go and get this college degree, and they're going to give me a shitload of money. I'll get this was back in the early 2000s. I'm going to get $55,000 a year starting off, bare minimum, with this degree, bare minimum. And back then, 55K was bad, and I won't have to work very hard. I can go buy a house and chill and take it easy. Guys, I got one of the best business degrees in the world. It meant literal shit. Employers took advantage of me and everyone else who got these degrees, and we basically fell behind. All the people that are thriving are the people who never went to college and got trades. And in the end, I ended up homeless because I was relying on college degrees and all this other bullshit, when in reality is I should have kept on running my business. But I was like, it's so hard. It's so hard to be a business owner. I learned my fucking lesson. And after that, after homelessness, I've never worked for anyone else. I started my business back up again, and I've been surviving. For since then, no matter how hard it's gotten, I've always been able to survive. I've always been able to thrive. I started, I was sick for 4 years. I was bedridden for 4 years, and I basically was like living off my savings, and it was just terrible. And I came back to YouTube. I started this business up. I started up other businesses. And like I said, this channel by itself is a 100K channel. It's a 6-figure channel. It makes above 6 figures. And that's the importance of grinding and continuing to grow, because guys, hell is out there. Life is hard. This young man seems to think that he deserves something. Freedom is not all that free. Okay, you have to fight for freedom. You have to fight for economic freedom. The boomers scrape the pot clean, and sitting around and crying over them is not going to fix anything. They're bad people. They're bad apples. It doesn't matter. Just like Gen Z, two terrible groups of people, horrible groups of people. All right, and they have enablers on both sides. You have people who are enabling and trying to pass off what the boomers did as like they are not responsible. You have people who are trying to blame everyone else for the actions of Gen Z, and it's like, I had this woman who say something like, Gen Z, they just don't want to work for the crap. They don't want to work for to pay money for the future. Like, they're not trying to build wealth for the future, for future generations. They're trying to live in the moment and build wealth right now. And I'm like, I responded to her like, okay, well, if they were trying to build wealth right now, they'd be out there grinding hard in this moment so they would actually have money. No, they just want to sleep and fart and have a good time. That's exactly it. I get pissed off with a lot of Gen Xers. I get really fucking pissed off with a lot of Gen Xers because these motherfuckers are out here justifying some of the terrible behaviors of Gen Z and trying to excuse it away. And it's not, you can't excuse it. These are some losers. A lot of these individuals are losers. They're scumbags. I know a scumbag when I see a scumbag. These are scumbags. Within 5 to 10 years, the Gen Zers that are still around, because many of them won't be here in 5 to 10 years, the way that they're living and the way that they're aging in dog years. They will not be here in 5 to 10. They won't be here in 10 years for sure. A lot of them, those that will still be around, many of them will be in their full blown hippie era. Okay, what does that mean? That means they'll be in the streets stealing and squatting, using drugs, basically more of what they're doing now, but it'll be more rampant in society and talking about love and kindness everywhere they go. It's going to be an absolute fucking joke. Okay? All you need is love, man. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh, I'm going to hit this joint. Oh gosh, that's so good, man. That's so good. Listen to me. It's about the consciousness, man. Who do they sound like to you? They sound like the fucking boomers, guys. That's why they're called the zoomers. The boomers were the hippies. All right. Gen Z are just modern day hippies, and they're not even in their full blown hippie phase yet. They're not even in their full blown hippie phase yet. They're entering into their hippie era. Okay. And you're gonna see what they look like walking around in dirty clothes or old clothes and looking shisty as hell, untrustworthy, unkept, lazy, very. You guys, this is who they are. These are their qualities, and saying whose fault is it? Okay, so they were given relatively comfortable lives, and as a result, they ended up being really nasty and vindictive and lazy people, and society should pay for that. Versus Gen X, who were given nothing and grew up very hard, with parents that were very overbearing and just nasty people. And then some of the boomers are patting themselves on the backs now, like, well, look at how we did a good job with Gen X, didn't we? They turned out to be, and some of the millennials, they turned out to do well. So we did a great job. I mean, Gen Z is fucked, so I mean, you say that we were horrible parents, but hey, look at the kids that we made. These people are jackasses. What ended up happening is that they were so horrible to their kids that their kids ended up growing up, and when they had kids, they began overcompensating for the horrible things that their parents had done. So they ended up validating the emotions of their children too much, giving them a bit too much, buying them things that they wanted without making them have to work for it, and giving them relatively comfortable lives because their lives as children were just so displaced. Like, my home life was miserable. Doing homework, just trying to live was horrible because of the shit that was going on in my house and my psychotic parents, especially my lunatic father. Oh God.
On your income, like, GST you pay on everything you purchase, it's like
shit disappears.
How the fuck am I ever going to build my car? How am I going to do that shit?
And this guy's just thinking of something simple. It's fucking car, dude. Imagine you have a family in your mind as something you'd like to attain. Where the fuck are you going to find a woman? Where are you going to support a family? Right? Let's talk about some of the more pressing concerns here. We're headed for population collapse. This dude can't afford a trinket, his car. Most people can't afford to have kids anymore.
This kid is talking a lot of shit. I'm just going to be honest with you. He's worried about, he wants to just buy this car and work on the car. Like, this guy he's out of his fucking mind. Like, this kid, this is one of the problems with Gen Z. This is they're out of their fucking minds. They're not in the moment. They're not looking at things like, bro, that's something you can do when you're in your 40s or 50s, or when you have money and you have stability. You don't have stability right now. All right? I understand. You just want to enjoy life and you're not asking for a lot. Bro, you have to fight for the right to live that type of life. And even a lot of millionaires don't live the way you're living. They don't have multiple cars. They have one simple car, and they basically have discipline. This young man, he seems to lack quite a bit of discipline. He seems to be disconnected. It's like, you don't understand just how miserable life is, how miserable the world is. That's why you have Gen Xers who basically they're like giving up on society, like, oh, the world just sucks. Bro, you have to keep on pushing and grinding. I tell you, but George Carlin said, never underestimate just how stupid most people are around you. He said, imagine, the dumbest people that you know, or imagine the dumbest person that you know, and then consider that, half of all the people around you are dumber than that person. And I think that is I think that is a bit humbling when you realize that most people around you are really fucking dumb.
What's going to happen to the economy when we're shrinking because of population? Bro, the future looks so dire, guys. If you can imagine a steep population drop, fuck all the people coming through the border. That's still not going to be enough. Within the next generation, those people's kids won't have kids either. Imagine a shrink in population and what towns are going to look like. Boarded up businesses, broken windows with wind whistling in between what used to be vibrant communities, just shit boarded up everywhere, entrances, for sale signs all over the place. Nobody wants to buy anything. It's not looking good. Yeah, for the young guys, it's harder now than it's ever been. I thought I had it hard. My situation was shit anyways. I graduated high school in like 08, 09. Dude, the height of the fucking recession. Basically, they were telling us, good luck. You guys are graduating in the middle of a recession. There won't be shit for you. There's no jobs. College, good luck with that. You'll be saddled with debt. Economy is shrinking. One of the worst recessions we're going to have. It was like pandemonium. Houses, I remember. We almost lost our house. The houses next to us, my parents paid $120,000 for their house. The houses next to us there was like 7 foreclosures in the neighborhood alone. Bro, the houses were selling for $13,000, I believe. A guy was coming in, a Chinese investor, sweeped in and bought all of them and now rented them out. And now they're all worth this inflated price of like close to $500,000 now, what those houses are going for. Money has lost its value.
And this kid, he's talking about, he just wants to, he sounds like these fucking like the boomers. I just want to have I'm not even asking for a lot. I just want, a house that's this many square feet. Why can't anyone understand? I'm not being greedy. These people were not built for hard times, okay? Guys, who do you want to roll with? Do you want to roll with these types of punks, or do you want to roll with angry? Because when hell breaks loose, when everything goes to shit, who are you going to be coming? You're becoming to angry for answers. Angry, how do I survive? Guys, don't forget I have my expat course coming too. That's right, I'm dropping those courses, because a lot of you guys are going to need to know how to get out of the United States, where to go, how to survive overseas, cost of living over there. So I have that course coming for you. Guys, do you see all the work that I have? I just dropped the Survive and Thrive course, so that you guys can learn how to leverage government resources around your community resources. All right. I've got the expat course coming for you guys because you guys need that so that you can learn how to work overseas, how to find a place to live overseas, how to be safe overseas, how to avoid getting scammed overseas. So I'm going to take all of the experience that I have being a world traveler and share that with you guys and give you that so that you can go to any other country, quickly integrate and survive and thrive. All right. And and I'll also put information in there on dating and relationships so that you don't get scammed, all right, and that you can get what you're looking for. But a lot of men are going to be leaving the U.S. not simply to look for women, but just to get out of the U.S. so they can survive. So that course is going to be big, guys. Do you see what I'm talking about? Like, I don't have time. I'm exhausted and I don't have time to rest. I have shit to do. I have work to do. All right, I have motherfucking work to do because I see winter. All right, winter is coming. It's gonna be It's gonna be a fucking ice age out there. It's gonna be an ice age out there, and a lot of you you're not gonna make it. I already told you, a lot of you're not gonna make it because you're weak, because you don't want to listen, because you're saying things like, "Oh well, I'm fucked anyway. I'm just gonna wait for it to happen." But when it happens, guys, you won't just leave this earth right away. There's a lot of suffering that you will have to pass through before you get the honor and before you get the privilege of leaving this earth. I'm just letting you know, it, like, passing away doesn't come easy. 50 Cent said it very well. I mean, well, actually, let me put it. He said, "Dying is easy because life is hard. It will leave you mentally, emotionally, and physically scarred." But let me tell you something about dying. It's not as easy. It's easy to die, but it's not as easy as you think. For a lot of us, there's a lot of suffering that you will have to go through, and hardship and pain and destitution before you finally get to that place. And even when you get to that place, don't think that you're going to enjoy yourself, okay? There's a reason why I say it's better to die a rich man than to die a poor man. A rich man dies often on his own terms. A poor man often dies in destitution, pain, and suffering, okay? Even if you get something like, would you rather be a rich man with CANCER, and you're able to have, at least enjoy your life to the best of your abilities, You know, as you, because guys, it doesn't matter if you're a rich man or a poor man, you are still going to get CANCER regardless if you're rich or poor. All right. But the rich man, at least he'll basically be able to spend his days out in relative comfort. The poor man is going to spend his days out in relative discomfort. All right. Pain, suffering, and destitution. Which one do you want to be? We can't control what happens to us in this world, but we can control how we react to it, and we can always prepare for the things on the horizons. All right. If what if you don't know what to prepare for? Hence, then be prepared for everything and anything. Okay. It sounds hard, but it's the truth. You have to be prepared for everything and anything to happen at any given moment. Because this is a dog eat dog world. This is a cold world. This is a vindictive world. And no one gives a fuck about you like that. No one gives a fuck about you like that. By the way, guys, if you made it to 1 hour, just like, let us know in the comments. We'll just put 1 hour gang, 1 hour gang, 1 hour gang for those of you that actually made it to 1 hour. Because there's some people who don't make it to the full hour. A lot of people don't make it to the full hour. But, for those of you that made it to the full hour, we'll put 1 hour gang, 1 hour gang. Throw your hands up, put up that okay sign. You made it to 1 hour. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? We started off the video where showing Roma Army, and she finally cursed out her simps because she realized that these guys are just absolute trash. Let me know what you guys think regarding all of this and everything we discussed here. I will talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away. And cheers.